So what I'd like to do is just kind of answer some questions, had some feedback from some new people and some new subscribers. Alright, yay, big deal, whatever. I'm going to change the world with my world-changing math, but at the slowest possible rate in human history. Drink to that. Cold coffee. I've been doing too much work. Okay, I did about like 10 hours of Excel yesterday, turned off my phone. I didn't want to hear anything from anyone. I needed to confirm whether or not the path of the tree of life pattern going from one reckoner to 6 more reckoners and then the return path back was actually what I had found the day before. And I literally every time I replaced a number, like say if there was a cell on the matrix that had a number on it and I was going to cover it with another number, I would add a comment to that cell and add the number that I'm replacing, so I have a track of where all the number of unique steps is from the beginning. So it took a lot of time, and I color coordinated. It did follow the rainbow, I said, so let's just take the 7 colors of the rainbow and use, Rojibiv. So I go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then I start over. So there's 7 colors in 6 days. I thought it'd be interesting to go through it and see the colors moving and stuff like that. And I found a lot of neat observations from that. I'm not going to go through the entire derivation with my new sheet with you, but I am going to show you this. First thing I like to do is, what I am doing is tree of life math, okay? If you haven't got on by now, this side over here on the reckoner is pretty well like this digital daisy, okay? I know, like, it's kind of wearing off and everyone would like me to redo my board, but I like my board. Okay, I can see things in my board that I need to see, and if it was all clean and nice and pretty, then, I don't know, I don't really care for that. Now, I normally circle that one, but I'm not going to circle that this time just because it's like, you could circle it, I guess, and then you get your little, stem and petals, and then you got your little base here where your dirt is. So, here's your digital daisy. Hey, for fun, why not? Okay, that is the digital daisy. Now, I right now am more concerned about, that is a flower of life. A flower of life. A flower of life is a lesser resolution than the analog counterpart. So this digital one is pretty rudimentary. It must be derived. So when you actually go through the whole thing at the end of the day, through all the layers, let's just go to here. Here's where you start, but as you can see all the tabs I've done. Lots of tabs. Like lots and lots and lots of tabs. More tabs. There's more tabs. Trust me. Trust me on these tab things. Okay, and then when I get to the end, booyah. This is kind of where your digital daisy would be, like on this side. In the 4 columns, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay. Obviously it stretches over onto the 7, which would be 1, 2, 3 here. That would be a petal there. That's the only thing that really reaches over to the middle. But yeah, it's not all derived for it. So all you're doing is, if what I'm showing you right now is the analog flower of life, I would think this would be if that's the digital flower of life, I would assume this would be the analog tree of life, because it looks much more complex, and I like things that way. It looks like a boat, and the boat's on the water, and it's setting an anchor. Okay. And then you're creating your little pot for your flower. And you go up 1. And then you're making this little belly of the duck here. And then you go up 1 to this 7. And then you go up here. And then you go up here and touch that guy. And then you come through here. And then you go down to the V again. And then you go up to the V again. And then you go down, just like you did last time, to here. Then you're going to go up. Oh, we finally hit the middle. And then you're going to go underneath a little to this guy. And then you're going to come back all the way. Okay, this is what I believe is the tree of life. And you need to know the power and the root system here. And you end on the 7. When you end on the 7, then you're going to take your other color and you're going to go up, 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 up through the middle, up through the 13, up through the center, up to here, we're going to go around it in, and then we're going to go over. It's like the sun is giving light to the tip of the root. The tip of the root is energized by this magical sun, and it also energizes the tip of the leaves. Now, I used to go to here and then down, but I think I'm going to keep doing this from now on. So that's the path I did, and this would be your new 69 point instead of here. And then you just do the same pattern of the red over it, and over it, and over it, and over it, and then you start layering reckoners that are bigger than the previous reckoner. And like, it's not that hard. Like, I don't think it's hard to think this way. Like, anyone could understand that I'm just putting another. It's like a pop-up window when you're looking at porn, and they just kind of tile like accordions. That's what's happening. But you want an original porn window with 6 tiles, and then eventually, they connect it. So that's like a comment I got from some lady, I think. So what am I doing? Tree of Life there. Like, this is what I'm doing right now. You ask a question of a thing that I'm presently doing, but of course you have no idea of knowing this. You just think I'm a crazy math guy. That's nice. Anyways, I will better explain the 3858 construction of the reckoner later. I've done it to death. I think I have a silent video that I did, and I handed it to a church. It might be like a minute and a half, but I wrote it down, and if you were to read what I wrote down, then that would be the best way to do it, because I don't want to do it right now. But I have stuff. I'll find it and put in the link. Okay, now this is the cool stuff. Okay. Speed of light and almost speed of light is the thing I did yesterday, but I actually, today, 20 minutes ago, found the speed of light and almost the speed of light, both versions, on the right hand of God of the reckoner. Yeah. I said I'd do it, and then I did it, and here it is. So let's get my face off the screen because we don't need to see that. You need to see this. So again, this is my 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143 as a single digit. Now, I've never used this for any fucking thing in my life, but I said that's a big ass number. And this is the speed of light that we use, I guess in meters per second squared. And this is a magnitude of 10 off the speed of light found from the Great Pyramid of Giza, because they took the square base of the pyramid, they took the flat edges, went to the center, made a circle, they went to the corners, made a bigger circle, and then you subtract the 2 perimeters, and you get 299,79613 apparently. And they thought, ooh, look at this, they're so close to the speed of light. How do these Egyptians know speed of light? Oh my god, they're so smart. They know that the whole world is a bubble or a roundness. Oh, how do they know it's round? Oh my god, these Egyptians, they know the speed of light. No, they gave you another number. What you see is what you get. That is not the speed of light. That's the number you need to divide by my other number to get 3858 once you subtract 49 from it. Apparently that's what happens. So again, this is the number they have. 299,79613, 613 being the Ottawa area code, 29979 being common to both. Okay? All you do is you take that minus that divided by that minus 49. Now 49, the 49 gates of hell, I guess you're not looking at the thing because I did it wrong. But yes, the 49. So like right here, it's basically this number divided by this number, subtract 49, and then you get 3858. Cool. Now, wow. If I ever had to use sacred geometry from friggin' Pyramid of Egypt, I for any purpose in life ever, I'm thankful that I found out how to do it. Now, again, I said to myself, I'm not going to look at, if I look at the reckoner, that's what I did. I made coffee this morning, and then I said, I'm going to look at the reckoner, and I'm going to find the speed of light today. And I didn't finish my pot of coffee, and it was a little pot too, so it didn't take long. But I said it has to be on the right hand of God, meaning my left hand, when I'm looking at the reckoner. So I said, right hand of God's got to be where it is. Let's go find it. So I said, all right, where do you want to start from? Always start from the 69, right? Always start from the 69, just like COVID. Let's get to that now. Let's get to COVID. And I did it in my old video, but let's just because maybe you don't look at all my videos, because a lot of people don't look at my videos because I guess like they have better fucking things to do than learn the truth about the universe that you live in. But These are the Roman numerals on the reckoner in their position in respect to the with respect to the 69. Now, I say it takes 19 steps to spell COVID, and it does from the 69. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It takes 19 steps to spell COVID, and the middle V is the 13th step. That's the 13th step, which is interesting because the 13 is the key, I say. You know why? Because all these numbers, the 299, the 79, and the 2458, all use the 13. The 13 is the only number to be used in all three of those calculations. Same on this side. To get the 613, you need to use the 13. Now, I don't know if you know how colors work, but like this is what this depiction is. So, yeah, we're talking about that. Anyway, let's go here. Alright. So I said to myself, 299, how do you find 299? Well, 299 is going to leave the 69. I'm going to go to here. Let's go to the O of the Roman numeral. And then let's go to the 1 of the Roman numeral. And I say 0 is a 1 because of quantum, so I just put them as 1 because Excel doesn't know how to add a 0 as a 1. Okay? So 115, I said to myself, and I go, okay, well, I want 299, and there's 110 at the bottom, so let's just add them all up and see what happens. So I just added them up to see what happens. The sum of that is 299. And then, okay, you ended at the 110. And I said, okay, I'm at the 110. I want to find a 79. And what did I do here? I took this stairway of Roman numerals, and then I went down a 1 by 5. Okay, so I said, okay, if I'm here, and that has 3 characters, 110 is a 110, that has 4 characters. Well, there's a 13 and a 7. They both have, together, 3 characters. It's like a 713 at this point, but it's not. They have 3 characters. So I said to myself, well, let's take the 1 by 2. Let's take the 1 by 2 over here. Worth of... Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I really need better things to work with. What in the name of Jesus Lord Christ is happening? Holy shit, I just want to get this done. Okay, that blue stuff plus the 13 plus the 10 is that 79. See? It's a sum. So that's what I used on both sides. So we have to find the red. So I said, okay, well, if we're going... The reason I want to do this right here, the 1 by 2s, but 5 of them. And then I said, well, okay, if I'm like parallel to this 1 by 5, I said I probably need some kind of balance. So I said, let's just cut through it and then like have maybe this side over here, which is shorter, is weighted down heavier, and it balances because it's all about balance. So I said that balanced and it worked. Okay, so I go, okay, that's 79. So 2143. Sorry, 2458. Well, I have 2143. So I said, okay, I know that this is like the keyness of everything. And then I said, well, let's just go to the 13 from the keyness of everything. So I literally did that. Literally, the sum of that, and that, and that. Oh, and that. Sorry. Oh, God. I messed up. And because we went to the 10 last time, I said for balance, let's go the other way. Sorry, there's your 2458. So again, what I did was I went to the bottom, I went up to the 13, and instead of going this way, I went this way, because the blue went up, and then went that way. I said let's go up, and go one the other way. So it's a coinky dink that that, and that, and that is the 2458 you need. So, yeah, I didn't find the number, but I found a path again. See, I'm on my path kick. So, there to there, 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 and so on. Maybe that way, and so on, and so on, and so on. And at the end of the day, I guess, it's really back to the 13, back to the 12, back to the 28, down, down, here, 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 here. Maybe end here at the 1. But that's basically the speed of light. the actual speed of light that physicists and everything uses these days. That's where it comes from. It comes from the right hand of God of my reckoner. Now, let's go find the 613. So over here, remember we went like yellow, 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 and then we went blues all the way up, and then blue over, blue over. So instead of going backwards like we did on this side, let's just go down. So I said, let's go down to the 76, and then the 235, because I need 613, and that seems like be a good number. Then I said to myself, look, okay, the 13's there, and that's common to everything. But this kind of, if this cell right here was red, you know, kind of look like a plus if I do this. So I said to myself, let's just do a plus. Let's just do a plus. So I do that, 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 and lo and behold, lo and behold, six one three. You want to take that serious. Now I'm going to show you why I want to take that serious. So, speed of light and almost speed of light. I think we've covered that. COVID. We've explained COVID. Now I'm finally going to get to what I did yesterday for about 10 hours. Now, 10 hours of grueling screen jumping all over the place and things skipping, because I don't have a mouse, and I have the stupid little D-pad and stuff, and I don't like it. And I'm on the computer too long. I don't like being on the computer all day. But when you find actually revolutionary shit that no one's ever found, I actually don't mind it, but I'm exhausted as hell. So, without any further ado, let's look at flattening the curve. Now, when I said flatten the curve, okay, so let's go back to this picture. Actually, there you go. You know what else is on this picture? All these things. Okay? These are the names. This is what I'm flattening. It is a path. Look at that. Day 1. 4 things. Day 2, well, there's a bunch of other things, and maybe not. And there, hey, look, why is that 1, 2, 3, 4 in 18, 19, 20, 21? Because they repeat and I didn't want to write it twice. So then, you know, this is the path. Look at that. All that to I/O is day 3. Look at all the things in day 3. Day 3 is the hugest column. There you go. These 4 things in red are day 4. These 4 things up to 44 are day 5. And then these 3 things at the bottom are day 6. So you can see there's a very disproportionate to the way that you find lights. So this is where we start, okay? Yeah, why not? Let's zoom it in. So day 1, these are the lights created. Day 2, these are the lights created. Now in day 2 there is a thing where this is a 2x1, and this is something that, this is a seed that gets planted, okay? This is, so essentially, I want to talk about that. So, what's happening? The difference between iteration 1 and the following iterations is that on iteration 1, you're dropping a seed into the dirt. And then you're taking, let's say, a week for it to germinate. So, you're not dropping seeds on all the recursion paths. You're done dropping seeds. The only reason you drop a seed at the beginning because that position 11 with the value of 5 is empty at the beginning, but when you're doing your second pass, there's a number behind it, so it's not empty, which means that the 5 grew. You don't have to drop another seed. You just need to go through that seed cycle. So, yeah. So day 1 is pretty, 4 things. Day 2 is over here. Day 3 is 24 things. Okay, so it goes all the way down. And when you actually look at it from a different point of view, what I wanted to do was flatten the curve. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take a curve that was not very curvy and flatten it. Now how did I do that? Okay, well this one's a big one. So in the second iteration, all I did was I cut the big one in two. Okay? Cut the big one in two. Whatever. The third one, I cut the middle section for day 3, which is now like day not 3, 15, and I made it into 3. So I went from 1 2 to 3. So that means that I had day 1 to 6 were 6 different columns, and now I have 7 columns because of the additional. Now I have 8 columns here. Or no, this would be 8 columns. No. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. This would be 8 because you turned your 6 column into 2. Okay? And then I did your 2 into 3. So this is actually where we get 9 columns now. So there's 9 different columns, and it's pretty balanced. And I said, okay, it's like a pimple. And if you want the pimple to heal, I guess it has to go down in the middle, but get fatter on the edges. And what I thought was the middle will always have a spike in it until there's none. So this is actually quite important. Oh, went the wrong way. This is quite important in understanding the next steps of this whole thing. So if you look at this one over here, okay, and then this one over here on the first iteration, okay, remember where you're going down? You're going, sorry, down into the V, and then you're going to go up and then down. The next one, on the new reckoner, you're going to be hitting a V again, but you're not dropping a seed. So what's underneath that would be an X. So I started to look at what's going on with the Roman numerals and the return path after it makes the maple seed. So remember, it makes a little maple leaf seed, like the head of the dodo bird. Once it goes from there, it's going to go down and then up and then do stuff. So I was thinking maybe it does different Roman numerals when it comes to there. That's all I want to say. So day 6, day 7, oh my god, day 8. So you can see now, because day 1 has 4 lights created, but day 7 only has 3 entities. Because what I did was always trying to achieve balance. So this is a 4 to 3 ratio. So I said, okay, I'll put one of them over here. So the last one will go up into day 8. Day 8. Okay, and likewise. So I said, okay, I left day 12 alone, day 11 alone, day 10 alone, day 9 just got broken into 2 columns, and all that happened to day 8 was an addition of 1 light in the sky, because these aren't defined anywhere. I want to flatten the curve. So we have 8 columns here. Now we have 9 columns on the next iteration from day 13 to day 18. And what I did further was I did the ends. Look at that. I brought it down to a 1 by 2. I brought it down to a 1 by... I did all this before I did any of tracing that flower math. I needed to get my template of telling me what I need to do before I went and did it. Which means that every single tab I make is the numbers of the beginning and end of every column. So I'll have a column called 115 to 124, where 115 is the center of day 15, and the 11th thing created is Nibiru with a value of 5. I find these things just strikingly interesting, and the positions they take and the number that they take on. It just is what I do. So after this, what would be the next? Well, I said, okay, so after it does this, it's going to want to get rid of the middle, but it's going to wave, it's going to ripple out, so then maybe other spikes will happen other than the central middle, which is what I'm trying to do here. So I'm spreading it out further, okay? So this is also important, the height here, okay? The height of the new pimple will always be the last height of the old pimple. Is that savvy? So we healed this pimple by bringing it down a little bit and spreading it out everywhere. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out, how do I actually do this? So we're going down. Okay, well it doesn't, yeah, see, The middle spike went down to the original, but what happened was I pushed out a bigger spike out to the sides with my 9 columns, because 9 columns are odd, so you have a middle one, which will be the middle. You don't have 2 sharing the middle with an even number of columns. So I have 9 columns, the middle's the middle, and what's happening is it's kind of waving out to the sides. And what happens when it gets to the sides? We'll see. So this will be day 25 to day 30. Okay? And I guess that'll be your new height for your middle, because it started to heal. So it goes down, it's kind of going down. I'm not saying these are perfect, but it also made sense to me when I stopped where I stopped with these, because it was like the junction to another twist or turn in the iteration of the math. So, okay, so it starts to heal more. Okay, now your peaks are 2 away from the edges. Now your peaks are 1 away from the edges. Now your peaks are at the edges. See, nothing's moved. So 3 iterations, nothing's moved. We are now on day 48. How many days did I say it took to finish this? 55. We're doing 9 columns for 6 days. Okay? 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you have 9 columns. So at the end I said, okay, well, how many cells are in here right now? Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's right here, all these guys in the middle here, these are only heights of 5. So if you have 5 times 9 is 45. And then you have 46, 47, 48 for the pimples. 48 plus 383. That's the last cell here. 383 plus 48 is 431, which is not 435. And from what I did in my last video, a long video, it was 435. So you need an additional 4. But what an additional 4 means is you need an additional day 1 worth of luminaries. Like you need another Charon, Pluto, Triton, and Nereid. Okay, so I say, what happens in the next one? Because look, these guys are getting all displaced and whatnot. We end with the moon. We start with Charon. Okay, let's go to the last one. So the last one I said, okay, if there's 48 here, but we add 4, then we have 52. 52 cells. Okay? Does that not make sense? The next 6 days, plus an additional day, 7th day of 4 items. If you have 48 and you add 4, it's 52. 52 is the omega. Omega is Z. Z doesn't have many divisors. 52 doesn't have many divisors, other than 1, 52, 2, 26, and 13 and 4. So I'm like, if you're going to heal a pimple, what normally happens to a pimple? You get a pimple, and then it pusses and oozes, but when it goes away, it kind of like, it'll eventually heal and spread out, and everything gets red, and then it goes away. So I said, what happens if I I started with a 1x6, like 6 different columns, and then I broke it to a 1x8, and then a 1x9. I want to go to a 1x13. I'm trying to lead you here. What are the divisors of 52? I'm not going to do a 2x26. That'll be a long-ass one. So I said I'm going to do a 13x4. So what I did was, look at this. Boom. Day 49 to day 55 is right there. It is flat. I have flattened the curve of creation. And look how beautiful it is. Okay? I love it. It's literally, look at this, 81 columns. 81 columns. How many cells are there in the reckoner? 81 cells in a 9x9 grid. The seed of creation that falls and gets planted, it consists of Nibiru and Ganymede. Both their values are 5 and 5. Nibiru is the 11th thing created. Ganymede is the 33rd thing created. 11 and 33. 3 times 11. It's a 44. It needs sun. Sun is the 44th thing. It's a 5 next to a 5. It's the 55. And what I found also awesome about this was when I went to my steps here at the end. Look here. This is the 69 position that we wanted to go to. Okay? It's in the first reckoner. Okay? It has a value of 55. The 420th step gets us to here, which is the 69 position of this 55 on the 7th reckoner. And then we take this little path back. Yeah, all those little red triangles means I put a note. So I put lots of notes. And when you come back here, look, you need that other 4. So here's the last 4. Maybe it goes there, there, there. I don't know. But it's doing something. Anyway, what I found interesting about this is that in this mess, there's 157 colored cells. Now, what is in the middle of the reckoner? A 0 with a slash in it, followed by a 5 and a 7 for time. So if you take the 1 from the slash, and then the circle's your point, it's like 1.57. 1.57 plus 1.57 is 3.14. This thing is screaming pi all over it. I have videos and videos and videos of how I found pi. In the middle is 157, and 2 of those is the beginning of pi. You reckon? And you have 157 unique colored cells when you interleave 7 reckoners and do the right hand of God tree of life pattern. You get 26 empty cells. I also find that hilarious because that's the alpha. You have the alpha number of cells empty here, yet you have the omega worth of cells in your last iteration, because you're going to have 48 plus 4, which is 52. These are the last 52 points. Literally, they're like, if you, again, 55 days should be 55 columns, but because we flattened the curve, we turned 55 columns into 81 columns, which is the number of cells in the reckoner. Isn't that wild? So, let's just finish with, I'll give you the quickest thing with this. I want to show you that you can do this, and by taking the flatten the curve, by using this pattern of day 1. So basically you do everything in one step. And I'll show you this. I should have it on the other thing. Yes. So again, these cells here, there's 26 empty. You have 157 colored cells. You got 81 columns made of 55 days. The 55 is in the position of the 69 that you want to get into, where your 420 is. Your 428 is the center, but it used to be 369 and 311. Why is there a band called 311? 218. Isn't 218? No, 216 is the name of God. The hidden name of God is 216. I think that one's right here. Boom. 162 and 216. Oh, and there's 126 lines on the first page of my Bible. So you got 126 lines, which is not on this list. You have 162, which is kind of like 126. And you have a 216, which is the hidden name of God, which is one off of the center of the reckoner. And 231, sorry, 282. Like, maybe one, I'm trying to look at where the 99 is. Imagine there's like a 299. Yeah, there we go. 311 is before 369. Now, those 311 people, the shittiest band of life. 311. Oh my god. So let's just start with 0. So what I did was I put just basically a rectangle. See, I did a square for the 69 because the 69 is circled. I circled the 910 for Umbriel Miranda. I circled the V next to the 32nd thing created, which is thesis, because there are 2x1. And everything after that is I just layered reckoners upon reckoners. So other than those 2 spots, and then I just put a reckoner, do another reckoner. Anyway, if you count the number of cells, which is what these numbers depict on here, you can see that there are 51. Like, it's getting comical, guy. What did I find on the 15th day, and the 51st day, and 11, 5, 115. Anyways, the way I counted it, the center is the 15, and then the last cell is the 51. I just find that amazing. So we're just gonna, this is my template basically, and again, right here on your first matrix, this would be your O, that would be your I, that would be your V. So your V will be propagated 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Just saying, and for that I bolded them and made it red. So let's do day 1 to 4, or day 1. So day 1 happens. What happens? You go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the reckoner. Nothing really surprising. Okay, now what I did was every time I left, so because I left 4 and I went to 5, but because to get to 5 I have to pass through stuff already passed through, I'm going to give it follow the rainbow colors. So like if I'm on orange, I'm on orange. So after 4, you go back to 1. So that one would be orange. You go back to 2, and then 5. Then you go over this, so that'd be orange. You go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That's why they're orange like that. And then you leave 11, and then you go all the way up to 12, to 13, to 14, to 15, to 16, to 17, to over... to over, up, up, down. Like all these things get used. 18, like that's why it's all yellow. But you end at 32. No, you don't end at 32. Then you go down the V up here. You end at 33, 34, 35, 36. So day 3 is the end of is the end of I/O. But see how it's all in one column? That means I just inputted it all in one shot here. Okay? The next one, there's only 4 of them. The next one, oh, remember you had to go down 1 to get to here, so that yellow turned to a blue. The next one's here. So this is the stuff you already know. Okay? Day 6. Day 7. Look at that. The 3, remember this should be 4, but the 3 it took brings us to the center, which used to be the 36th thing created, which is I/O, but now it's a 50. Now I want you to remember something that I'm an observer, and I'm sitting here and I take my hat off and I look in my hat. What do you see? I see 5950 everywhere. Okay. So the 50 is Triton. Triton is the 50th thing created. The 50th thing created. Okay. Then we go to the next. There you go. We made it to Oberon. Half of day 8, because day 8 is now in 2 columns. So I finished the 54. And then 55 to 58. Fills it up nice and tight. See, it didn't use 59. Where do you think 59 is going to be? 59 is going to be right there. 59 is going to be where the 0 of time is, in the center of the reckoner. I find it really fucking coincidental that the center of the reckoner is a 50, and the center of the reckoner at the top row is a 59. I find that a little convenient. Just like the Spets gambling website that does all the number crunching is called like 538 or something, or 835, or really, I could look it up. I don't really know actually, but off the top of my head. I heard that on the thing, on the one of these loser talk show people that talk about sports. Holy crap, there's nothing to talk about, and man, they talk. They'll just continue talking. Come on, not responding. Just give me, what is it? I want to get it right. It's like 538 sports stats. What is it called? 385? 538. Wow. Right here. Yeah. You want to think that I'm wrong about 3858 people? Really? Do you? 538. go away? Thank you. Just work. 5, 3, 8. Moving on. So 59. See, now I broke day 9. Now is day 3 broken in half. So I go from 59 to 71. 71 takes me to exactly the V. And this is what I find amazing. Look, when you come in from 3 to 64 here, then you go 65 and 66 and 67, and then back to 64, down to 68, over to 69, over to 70 and 71. Check this out. This is wild. You have 71, your next step is a 17. I find that actually amazing. Did I pass the other spot I think? Yeah, I did. Sorry, 1 second. No, it's not here, it's the next one. My bad. There, 5 to 71. Okay, day 9 is done. Day 10. Okay, you do the other half of day 3. You go from aerial to IO. IO brings you down to the bottom here, 84. Cool. Then we move up to other galaxy. I mean the stars. The stars are right here. 88. 88. Is the 88 stars created on the second iteration. You know, sounds like I'm right, kind of. Okay, this is the cool part. This is what I wanted to talk about. I stopped. Okay, yeah, 89 to 92 is day 11. Phobos to the sun. Okay, that means 93 is going to be Venus, 94 is going to be Mercury, and 96 is going to be the moon. 92 is right here. It's right before the space. This is the little maple leaf seed of the head. Looks like a rooster, actually. If you actually look at this right now, kind of looks like Special K-Box with like the rooster on it for cornflakes. Cornflakes, that's what it is. But look, right here, that we know that's 93. Okay, and we know we're gonna go down to here. Okay, this right here should be red. This right here should be red because it's another V spot. It's a V location, because if this is the O of the original, that would be the 1, and this would be the V. And when you put a new reckoner, the V just moves down. See, it used to be V, now it's the 71. But what about this? If that's, let's just move up a 1. Boom. That's a 93, and it's a 1 by 2 with this guy. Okay? Those are kind of together known as a 1. Now how about this guy? How about that guy? That's 71. Let's delve into this. This is actually a very key step of all of my work. If anything you have to pay attention to is this. What's 71 and 27? 71 and 27. Why is that important? 71 and 27. It's like 1 7 and 2 7s, let's just say. It's 98. Well, what was this 71 before? A V. What's V in numbers? 5. What are we going from? 93. What's 90? Like 27 didn't used to be anything else. 93 didn't used to be anything else. 71 is the only one that used to be something, which is a 5. 93 and 5 is 98. So this is showing you that this and this are connected, and this are connected, and it's making a V. Now what I thought was, instead of going down and up and down, let's make an X. So let's go down to here, and then do the reciprocal. Point, point, center, center, center. I guess I could have made that one a blue. Let's just make that a dark blue for fun. Just, why not? A light blue, sorry. And that should be a light blue as well. There you go. So you eventually end here on this one, because you're kind of making an X. You're going down because X marks the spot, but I just kind of did a reciprocal. See, this would be leaving. Normally you'd go up, down 4, and do something here. Everywhere you do this except the first time you're doing another iteration on top of the original is what I think. You leave, because this would be where Ganymede was created, but 42 is a moon of Mars. I think it's like Dion or something, or Phobos, or Des Moines. It's 42. It's Des Moines. Almost looks like Sodom. Sodomy with an I at the end. Anyway. I'm not big with the sodomies, I guess. So, anyway, I thought it was a mistake on my first version, but like literally the only difference between the original thing I do is when I go down and up and then down, I usually drop it and call that what the Ganymede position was, but everything except the first one goes down and over and there. Everything after just goes down and there. I don't know if you understand that. It doesn't really matter. So, day 13 happens because you're going through another iteration, so now it's only two things that get to be made. The two things being made are going to be the center of the reckoner, which is I/O, and other galaxies. I find that very pertinent. And then everything else in between, 98, 99, 100, then you go down here to one of the moons. I think that's Demois. Well, that's Phobos Demois. So you do half of day 14, you do the other half of day 14, still looks like a Kellogg's cornflake rooster. And then you go up and start day 15, which has changed. And then you do this part of day 15. Look, 124. It ends right where the new 69 is going to be on the third reckoner. So it actually gives me kind of more credence that what I'm doing is actually right in the order that I've chosen it. Not only that, but it ends on 124, which is the new 69. And the beginning center is element 115, or a cellular mathematical way of referring to Nibiru. Nibiru is the 11th thing created and the value of 5. It just reminds me of that over and over and over and over again. There you go. Finish up day 15, and when we finish up day 15, it's on 132, and 132 would go probably up and then over. No, where is it? Where is 132? 132 down. Okay, it goes down. So yeah, we created a new 2x2. And then we created a new 3x3. So the 132 here, this would be the original like Umbriel and Miranda spot, but we're going to call it one or the other. And in this case, we're calling it I/O, because I/O is traditionally the center of the matrix, but let's not make it where the Umbriel Miranda was, which was a 1 as a 2. So you can see how there's a linkage between everything and everything else. There is so much data to analyze because of these matrices, and I don't have time to do that right now, but it's just a way of thinking. So let's just continue and let's look quickly. Okay, we're gonna continue breaking it down with stuff. It'll grow. Let me try that again. Yeah, there. Alright, only a little bit there. Then we go up and over. Okay, we end at 112. We end at 151 here. Bacardi 151, you know. Boom. Just following the same path. Okay, we're going to do first chunk of day 21, which is like the day 3. It's now purple. Okay. It's growing with regard to the flatten the curve math that you don't really need to see right now. There's day 25. I thought it'd be some kind of cool rainbow picture, like art thing at the end. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure about what's going on with all that. So let's go back. Go through. Turn. Go around. Day 32, that's nowhere near 55. We got a couple more reckoners to go through. And I verified this hardcore. And look at the notes increasing. Okay? But what everything's been. Yeah. Day 37. I just don't see the point in going through this and wasting your time, other than showing you kind of like how much work it was to do this, to make sure that what I did earlier was correct. And I think it's even more correct now because I found a way to flatten the curve of the lights being created on the 6-day schedule. That needs to change because day 7 is not day 1. Okay? When you're planting plants, like literally 55 days is what it takes to grow a cabbage. My seeds, all my seed plants say 55 days to grow all the seeds I have. 55 days. 50 people. It takes 55 days of looping this shit around to grow, to get your feedback loop, to hopefully input the workhorse part of your machine so that it becomes over unity, so that you can create something out of nothing. Jeez. Whatever. I guess I'm the only one that thinks that's important, to have free wireless energy for the world, you know? I guess you have other things to worry about, like toilet paper, or, I don't know, how much weed you have, or how much booze you have right now. If you can survive through these trying times of, you know, I've always wanted to get like $2,000 a month to do nothing, and since EI is giving me $2,000 a month to do nothing, which I did get my $2,000 for my EI, I just can't believe. Okay, so let's start again at 3:57 because I'm talking. I'm living in the great life now. Nothing changes. I feel like I'm waiting to go to work. This is what I do when I wait to go to work. I just play around and stuff. This is like an eternity of waiting to go to work. Okay, we are finally on the last day. So now we're going to go to 13 columns of 4. So every little step here is going to be a little tiny step. They're going to go 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 because we have finally flattened the curve. 4, 4, 4. I didn't make sure they were all... Yeah, there's like a lot of work I did. Like more work than the average bear. But I enjoyed it because I know what I think this means. And I love it. So, okay, let's just go from here. There we go. Day 50. We start day 50. We're going up. Going around and down. Going over. We're almost done. We're stopping on Mercury, I guess. No, that was Mars. Now we're stopping on Mercury. Now we're going up. We stop at Io. That's the center of the reckoner. 4:15. Oh, this is funny actually. Look at this. Where is he? Yeah, the 4:15 here when you're leaving. See, this is the last time you leave. This is the last time you leave the center of the reckoner. When you're leaving the center of the reckoner, the number 401 is there, which means that cell used to be a 401, and now it's not 401. And all I could think of is, why is a 401k called a 401k? It's one of the last things that gets actually duplicated before you reach the top line and then start going across everything, which is obviously going to duplicate numbers. But it's the last kind of like crucial step of coming through the center of time of the last reckoner. And it's 401, like 401k. That's interesting. And see how the middle right now is 369 because you haven't gone over it with the thing. So again, this is the last reckoner. Really? That's the last reckoner. Not responding. That's the last reckoner. And that's the first reckoner. So you can see that the 369 is the center. Where it used to be 311. Okay? And the middle here, 59, used to be the 29th thing. So that used to be that 0 created, and then it becomes a 59. And then below it, there, that one used to be the center. 36th thing created, the 50th created. The 50 on top of the 59 is just so beautifully cute. Okay, and what do we have? What highways do we have in Ottawa? We have the 416 and the 417 highways. These kind of look like highways. In the 613 area code, we have the 416 and the 417. We don't have a 418 or 419 highway. And there's your 420 and your 423. And then you go to 427, which is one. See, this would be where the circle, the O would be on the last reckoner. So it's like you're taking that, you're going through that every time, because that red signifies that that used to be a V. But as you can see here on the location, look, it's the second over from the corner. So that's where the O would be. And that's kind of like the highway. Oh, wait, it's not the highway you're taking back. You go down one, and then you're going under. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Yeah, you go one underneath it. Anyways, you take the next three. 428, 429, 430, 431, and they are a mix of colors. Yep, 28's green, 31, 30 and 29 are blue. And the final step, and you get home. But your 3 makes 4 makes 5 makes sense from the center, because you're going to take 3 of 435. And then you're going to go left, not right. So you're going to go look at the 3, and then the 4, then the 5. If you're thinking in complete upside down, backwards, and reverse mentality. So 3 makes 4 makes 5 is something I've always said. I think it probably takes 435 steps to complete the loop. I don't know what that means in terms of windings and solenoids and that yet, but I don't know what that means yet, and why this is pissing me off so much. But I saw a lot of things. Okay, again, there's 157 counts. There's 55 days broken into 81 columns. 26 of them are empty. I flattened the curve a great deal to make this work, and the way it works at the end is kind of necessary to truly flatten it with regards to the 1 by 13 or the 4 by 13 to make the 52. Again, 52. There's 26 cells that are not used, and the last step is 52 things going in. Come on, we're talking about duality and a reckoning. And if a 2 is a 1 doesn't hit you right away, and there's 26 empty, and there's 52 things to put in at the end, I don't know. There's a lot of things happening. I don't know how to explain it all. I don't know if it can be explained at all. So, 322 is interesting. 322 is here. It's the Charon spot. The second last time it does the dip around and goes down those 4 and then over, or down those 4 and over for you, the viewer. The second last time it's 322. 322 is ego. Okay, the last time it's 383, and again, the center here at 428, 1 down and 1 to my left would be where the hidden 216 is, the hidden name of God, in front of a 162, which is 216. It's pretty cool. 369, man. 369, 311, 255s. There's your 322 and a 232, and your 218 is almost your 216. So the center cell is pretty cool in terms of numbers. Now, I'm just ranting and raving here. I think it went better than I expected. It's almost an hour long. That's cool. But hopefully we went over everything to some degree, and then whatever else. So the only thing left I can think of is like the 3858. You got 174 magnets in heaven, which is the center of the device. Okay, basically you have 160 magnets because you're going to have a ring, a ring, and a ring, and then one on an angle and one on the other angle on a 45. So you're going to have 32 magnets times 5, which is 160. But because your perfect circle is divided into 9s, so if you have a circle and you divide it into 4 9s, you're going to get 36. But if you put a ball bearing for an axle to rotate on each of those 5 axles, you don't have 36, you have 32. So there's only a spot for 32 magnets on those 5 rings. But then when you have the axles actually being used with axles at the end of the axle, you're going to put a magnet, so you're going to add this plus 14 factor, and that comes to your 174. And 174 shows up on my reckoner twice. Right there and right there. It's sort of like, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. As above, so below. So, yes, you have 174 magnets in heaven, okay? Then you're going to have 14 wheels, okay? And base unit, you have 6 faces and 8 vertices. So there's 14 wheels. They're different sizes, but they're still wheels, okay? Now you're gonna have 36 solenoids because you actually have the solenoids on top of where the ball bearings and the magnets are on the wheels, so you can actually put 36 solenoids, and these magnets are going to be like rotating around the solenoids. So what I thought based on the Poppy is that there's going to be 42 magnets on the exterior edge, because the Poppy is broken into 4 petals of duality. So I thought 42, and the center dot of the Poppy literally has 8. So 42 plus 8 is equal to 50 magnets. 50 times 14 wheels is equal to 700. 007 backwards, James Bond. Okay, so 700 plus 174 is equal to, I guess, 874. Okay, now those are the wheels. So we have, oh, that's not all the wheels, because what I say is that because your faces are bigger than your vertices, everything has to be balanced. Now, how do you balance some big things and some small things? You have to have less big things and more small things for it to balance. So what does that mean? Okay, you got 6 faces, okay? And they're big. So I'm going to say take 6 faces and put 3 wheels on each face. Like, the axle continues straight, but you can have 1 wheel on the axle, another wheel on the axle, another wheel on the axle, all spinning, doing the same goddamn thing, not to give any more room other than making a box within a box within a box. Just gets bigger, guy. So your 6 faces times your 3 wheels, right? And then you're going to have your 8 vertices. And I'm going to say we want a multiple of 5, because they're smaller, you need more of them. And you don't need doubly more, but you need almost doubly more. So I'm going to go with 3 and 5. Okay, so that's a factor. Okay, so really this 184 here is not really something we can use right now. The 174 is, and the 700 is very useful, because 700 magnets is on 1 full layer. Okay, so if you times that by 3, right, because that takes up 3 of the 5 on the vertices. That's equal to 2100, sorry. So what do we need right now? We need the 5. So we need 700. Not 700. We need, there's 8 vertices, there's 50 magnets per wheel, and we need 2 more. So that is 400, 800. Cool. So, I guess in theory, 1200, that's 2900. 2900 plus 1 is equal to... Cool. Now where's the rest come? Okay, we're not done yet. When all these wheels, like, we're gonna have 5 on the vertices, and then only like 3 on the faces. But we're gonna put this whole like Borg cube around it. But because you have to go, imagine you took a big box kite, a big cardboard box, cut the top off and the bottom off. Take the big fridge box with no top and bottom, and you put it over this device. Let's think if there's like a big mesh of magnets and coils and stuff that I don't want to talk about right now. But let's say that your dimensions for this box are going to be 14 times 14 times 4 sides. Okay? I don't even know what that is off the top of my head. Is equal to 14 times 14 times 4, 784. Alright, what's 784 and 3074? Well, a 4 and a 4 is an 8 at the end, and a 7 and an 8 is a 5, and you have to carry the 1, so you're going to have a 1 and a 7, which is an 8, and then you have 3000. So your total number of magnets is 3858, 4 types of magnets. Now that's just for one device, and I originally thought that we have to have 5 devices, but the more I keep seeing is that you have a source, you have 6 more, and the 7th is returned. I'm thinking the 7th being returned being the fishbowl of water with the magnet at the end of the piece of copper, but I think instead of 5 magnets, 5 devices, I actually think there should be 6 now. I'm not too sure yet. Like, 3858 is very valid because it's source. That's heaven. 19,290, which is 3858 times 5, is the earth. They're still valid, and the fishbowl, this other thing. 3 makes 4 makes 5. Okay? So, I guess I explained this, and we're just over an hour, so, you know? Yeah, I took a weird number from the Great Pyramid of Giza that no one has a use for, and found a use for it from my other random thing. You know? I'm kind of want to be taken seriously here. 1 of 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 21 43 can change your life. 29979 is not a number that the Egyptians used to approximate the speed of light. If they wanted to tell you what the speed of light was, they'd tell you what the speed of light is. Exactly. What you see is what you get. Okay? You got a 9x9 reckoner. You want to look inside it, you take off the perimeter, it's a 7x7. So, there. It explained the 3858 magnets, it explained everything. So, I don't know if you watch all this. It might be too long for you and not entertaining enough. But, yeah. I'm doing Tree of Life math next to the Flower of Life math. I've been always doing this. No one wants to listen. I guess you know better than me then. It's a little insulting. Go talk more about space and coronavirus, you idiots. Maybe you should talk about the weirdness I found about it all. How I was able to use the word and the Roman numerals in order to find exactly that from a certain point of view. And how I am able to take a bunch of lights created in an order that I created by myself, which probably not a lot of people believe in because, you know, I'm not that stable of a person comparatively to you because I think differently than you, so there must be something wrong with me. But when you flatten the curve of creation and go through 55 days, like the 5-5 of the seed of creation, and eventually your 1x6 turns into a 1x8, turns into multiple 1x9s, and finally turns into a 4x13, to be flat. 81 call. There's too many synchronicities for this to be like. No, there's too many synchronicities. Okay? Tired of doing all this math. I am pretty spent. So, I think that was an okay recording of me putting it all together. Hopefully I answered a lot of new people's questions about things. Okay? I'll try to find that very short video about the chicken scratch I put under the door of the church, to try to like get someone to, you know, hey, church, I know what's going on. I know how you guys are like fucking over humanity and enslaving us now, eh? I know how the companies know something, but they don't want to talk about it. I have to keep finding it. How the sports gambling websites of the world like to rub it in your face. But, you know, keep being smart. I guess you can't really see all this. Oh, that sucks. Well, I feel bad now. Because I was all, like, happy that I did it. And then, if no one saw it, I guess it's all for naught. Anyways, that's how I'm ending the video. Yay. You got your heaven magnets, one type. You got your large wheel magnets. Well, this is kind of doing everything. But anyways. And then you got your small wheel magnets. And then you got your box kite magnets that go over the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, I want to make a bunch of these devices and maybe Maybe or maybe not it'll work. I'm not going to make them. Better people than me are going to make them. I'm just going to sit there and yell at them to make it better. And to be faster about it, because I don't have a lot of time here. I'm just kind of sick of waiting for nothing to happen. And if I'm going to be sitting in this chair for another like 12 months with this stupid like lockdown happening, a bunch of weak people, fuck. Okay? Literally, what is going on? Are they shutting down the world because I'm like coming up with this idea? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anyone. What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? Shoot the messenger? Because I think there's a saying that goes against that. You know? This is not Sparta! It's not. I'm not going to fall in a hole that easily. I'll take some people down with me. So, I don't want to take anyone down. I just want to, like, evolve a little here. So anyway. Yes, I know 538 is not 3858, but kind of pisses me off. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't know what's going on here, but I think I answered some people's questions. I don't know if it's good or not. Oh, I hate this computer. It's like the fastest. What is this? Go away. Filters about God knows what and garbage. What is that? Happy Ishtar? What the hell? I don't give a shit about what day it is. Is it actually Easter? What does Bravo mean? Nice! Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think you guys wanted to see this if you're these people. Cool. Look at all this stuff. Yeah, let's get some kind of group going. Hey, if you want to be the person that handles the money, cool. If you want to be the person that like does social media, cool. I don't want to do any of that shit. Put me in front of like people who are smart, I'll rip them new assholes. And then when they're down, we'll rob them for their money? I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get like, close to them these days. But, okay, it looks like there's a lot of shit happening. Holy fuck, there's a lot of comments going 22 hours ago. Yeah, I didn't check this. Yeah, it was this one. This one I wanted to talk to. Yeah, you want to talk about the tree of life and shit like that? Yeah, I just kind of did that, and there's a lot of comments. Oh, but there's actually discussions going on. And I'm an asshole, so, like, I'm not gonna really apologize for that, because there's no real fix for that. Anyways, isn't it nice to know that the gambling people are using creation code to stack the odds in their favor? Thank God sports are down right now. Sports betting is garbage. Everyone should be an amateur, or it should not happen anymore. I can't believe the lives these people lead for being good at chasing a ball around or something. Are you not entertained? Ah! Oh, it's so cold. Okay. Alright. I'm done wasting your time.